Got it. All right. Well, first off, I'd really like to thank all of you for your hospitality, for allowing us to invade your space in your classrooms and just see all the good things that have been going on at Dorsey High School. We've really enjoyed ourselves. And today we're just going to summarize the findings from our report and leave you with some things to celebrate and also some things to think about. First off, I just want to start with the WASC emphasis, the focus on learning. It really is a process that asks you to delve into what you do on a day-to-day basis and figure out how you know that all of your students are achieving based on your goals and your academic standards. And ask yourselves if you're doing everything possible to support the achievement of your students. And just a shameless plug for WASC, they are looking for people to serve on WASC visiting teams. And I will say that even though we don't get paid to come and do this, it is probably the best PD that you can get because you get to see from the other side how schools work, and you always learn new ways to do things that you can bring back to your own staff. So I would really strongly encourage you to do that. And all you have to do is go to the WASC website to sign up. And I'm going to turn it over to Brenda.
Hello, everyone. I just want to reiterate what a wonderful visitation it was. I learned so much from you as well, and I'm taking a lot with me. So thank you for your hospitality and for being humble and down to earth and willing to do whatever to help our students. So thank you for that. So this is what we have for areas to celebrate in category A: organization, vision, and purpose, governance, leadership, staff, and resources. Areas to celebrate: students benefit from supports at Dorsey that address the social emotional health of students. All stakeholders benefit from Dorsey's many platforms on campus that allow for communication. Students benefit from a variety of outside the classroom positions that offer many services and support. The areas for focus are the students will benefit from targeted interventions in earlier grades that aid students away from the need for credit recovery in the later grades. And students will benefit from the use of data to drive instruction that will lead to lower DF rate, a higher level of engagement, higher A through G completion rate, and a higher graduation rate.
All right, I wrote specifically to category B, and the areas to celebrate for category B include: the students benefit from the availability of a wide variety of exemplary programs, including the career and tech education program and the business mentorship program. The students also benefit from taking core classes that are aligned directly to appropriate state standards. And the students benefit from taking A through G core classes and the opportunity to take additional classes through a 7th period. I think that is amazing, the flexibility in your staff to allow for that, because I know that would go straight to the union where I am, and we would never be able to get that passed. The areas for focus for category B include: the students would benefit from the implementation of a systematic targeted intervention program to support and improve student achievement. The students would benefit from the use of common assessments that would allow for data analysis to inform instructional practices and improve student learning. And as you self-reflected, the students would benefit from a decrease in the absentee and tardy rate to allow all students to have access to a coherent academic program on a consistent basis.
And the next one is category C, areas to celebrate. As you can see, I did not have enough room to put all the positive things that I was able to experience and observe at Dorsey High School. Students benefit from the use of a variety of instructional technology in delivering curriculum, such as Anatomy Mage. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, because that's not something that I'm familiar with, but I'm definitely familiar with Schoology, iPad, laptops for research, Kahoot, and Jeopardy that are used to test review. And that enhances actually student response in terms of getting them engaged in the areas of learning. Student benefit from the access of technology and instructional materials like laptops, Chromebooks, and lessons are available in print as well as digitally through Schoology. And I was actually at a classroom where I saw that, and I observed that the teacher was letting them know that it was also online in case they needed it. Students benefit from an open door policy regarding obtaining teacher help. Students feel comfortable asking teachers for help. And this is where I share with you my the quote that I have from that student in Mr. McKellar's class, where he said that he is expanding his horizons. And also in Mr. Sheehan's class, I noticed that the kids feel comfortable asking for help. And he does everything in his power to make sure the students are engaged. Students benefit from the availability of exceptional magnet and CET career pathway programs in which students experience real world applications and find an interest related to their future. Students and parents benefit from the use of multiple platforms utilized to inform parents and students about their academic progress. That is very visible. Students benefit from the delivery of culturally relevant content material in lesson planning and instruction and student leadership to encourage, it is encouraged in the classrooms. I saw that as well. And it's, I see how teachers motivate their students to become leaders. And I saw that also in Ms. Turner's class in the special ed classroom. Areas for focus. Dorsey faculty will benefit from a continued plan to use differentiated instruction across the board and share best practices instruction that would help students achieve their academic needs. Dorsey students will benefit from continuous teacher collaboration and PD opportunities to support and strengthen teacher instruction skills in the areas of reading and writing. Dorsey students will benefit in keeping data updated to analyze growth and allow for early interventions across the board, but especially in the areas of graduation rates and reclassification of EL students. And Dorsey students will benefit from continuous tracking of how well students understand the standards in the area of study.
Good afternoon, everyone.
You want to hear it? I don't know who's reading it, but
We getting 7 years.
come on, mute,
Nubel. Mute yourself, Nubel.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and just share areas to celebrate about focus group D in assessment in accountability. One of the areas to celebrate, which I feel is very strong at Dorsey, is the constant assessment of the social emotional health of students. And one of the comments that was made in one of the focus groups was that every student on campus had someone to advocate for them. And I think that that speaks to the great community and family at Dorsey. So I just want to make sure that we do celebrate that area for assessment and accountability. Another area to celebrate would be the collaborative process that is used to review the programs at Dorsey. There's a lot of data that is looked at. There's a lot of collaboration happening. I wasn't able to observe one teacher's classroom because it was his prep period, but he did take the opportunity to meet with me and share with me, even though there were no students in the classroom. And one of the things that he said was the strong support that he received in the hall by the department chair and by everyone on campus, just being very welcoming to him. So I do want to share that that collaborative process wasn't just for data, it was also for the community of Dorsey in terms of making everybody feel welcomed and part of the family at Dorsey. Another area to celebrate was the many platforms of parent communication that Dorsey has. It is amazing. And I know that, Miss Ochoa did go to the actual What's the 411 video, and she was amazed at what was happening there. So it's definitely something that, a lot of schools maybe should mimic, and that Dorsey is piloting. Hopefully that trend continues, but it's definitely an area to celebrate and what makes Dorsey unique. Another area to celebrate would be the availability of the additional support staff on campus, from the psychiatric social worker, from the heat coordinator, from BSAP, from the counselors that you have. It's amazing the support that's there. It might not feel like it's enough, but some of us come from campuses that don't have half of that. So I think it's amazing and something to celebrate, and hopefully the funding continues to be available for those support systems to continue at Dorsey. Areas for focus in assessment and accountability. The increase in the use of data as it relates to student intervention across and school-wide. I know that some departments are using data, but I think that it wasn't evident in the report how it's used school-wide, so that would be an area of focus. A second area of focus would be the development and consistent use of common assessment in all content areas. Again, there are some departments that it was evident that from the report and from observations and questions that is being used. It's more in reference to the consistent and school-wide effort of common assessments. Another area of focus for assessment and accountability would be, and I think I want to read this because it's a lot of information in here. Students would benefit from targeted ways of increasing student achievement, so that student achievement, graduation, and summative informative assessments are not highly impacted due to tardiness and absenteeism. So it is an area of focus that I think needs attention in the area of assessment and accountability. And I do want to add also that it was great to be a part of this committee. We do have two committee members in Cheryl and Brenda who were very committed to the process. I came into the committee like 3 weeks ago, and they were able to catch me up in making sure that I knew what I needed to do for the visit. So I'm very happy to have been a part of this committee. I thank you for being very patient with our questions, and also very willing to share how amazing Dorsey is. And like I said, very happy to be here, and thank you for having me.
And area E was also an area that I focused on. There's just so much really to celebrate here. The students of Dorsey benefit from a diverse and robust community partnership and mentoring program that is really a stellar program, as well as the CT and magnet elective pathways that you all have set up for them. Also, the parents and families of Dorsey benefit from the opportunities that are available for the parents. And really the culture of the school is, I mean, I can't speak enough to that. It's really inspiring to see the collegiality between all of you. And I think that it teaches your kids every day how to behave in a professional environment. And you're really just doing a stellar job with all of that. The areas of focus here, the students would benefit from structured school-wide multi-tiered support and intervention system that would monitor and then quickly intervene so that students don't get to the point of needing credit recovery, but grab them, before they need that life preserver, as I said earlier. The students would benefit from a clear and concise attendance and tardy policy. And the students would benefit by ensuring that all students are prepared for college and career, but you are definitely on track for that with these new pathways that you've developed and the opportunities that you're making available for them.
Now, this is our way of showing, how happy we are and that you should be proud of what you have accomplished thus far. And these are the school-wide strengths. The students benefit from access to a team of caring administrators, professional support staff, and faculty who are genuinely invested in their future success. The students of Dorsey benefit from participation in the stellar CTE and magnet elective pathways and access to a diverse and robust community partnership and mentoring program. All parents and families of Dorsey benefit from many opportunities for parents, guardians to be involved in their students' education and through the offerings of the Parent Center and the welcoming nature of Ms. Paredes and Mama Dorsey. We all want a Mama Dorsey in our lives.
Thank you.
And these are the critical areas of needs for Dorsey High School. We want to leave you with this areas of focus so that you can carry the torch forward in making Dorsey go from great to even greater. Some things to consider are the implementation of a clear and consistent attendance policy in the effort to decrease absentee and tardy rate. And I think that increasing the attendance and the absentee percentage of students attending school will lead to a rigorous, relevant, and coherent course of study for students. So our recommendation is for the school staff to address the causes of chronic absenteeism and direct resources to improve daily attendance. A second area of focus would be the implementation of structured school-wide multi-tier support and intervention systems that closely monitors and quickly intervenes to assure the success and achievement of all students as it relates to multiple measures of success, including SBAC scores, DF rates, and graduation rates. A third critical area of need to focus on would be the integration of social emotional learning strategies into core curriculum and throughout the courses of study to better support the social emotional health of all students who are experiencing or have experienced childhood trauma, thus providing for the whole child, which I think that Dorsey has gotten a good start on this one. The fourth and final area of focus for Dorsey would be the development and use of common assessments, especially in all core content areas, to gather data for data analysis purposes to inform instructional practices and improve learning. So I do want to mention that 3 of these critical areas of need, CANs as they're called in WASC, 3 of those come from your school action plan. So we want to share that we do support and encourage the needs that as a school you have identified, but we do want to make sure that we add the 4th component that as a team we feel needs also an area of focus, which is the common assessments in all content areas.
And just one comment on this, I feel like, number one, if you can get them through the door, you're going to teach them because you are a talented, amazing staff. And so they are going to learn. And number 2 is kind of like the go big thing to me. I thought if you can do that, if you can put those systems in place to catch them early, all of those other things are going to fall into place for you. Your SPEC scores are going to go up, your DF rates are going to drop, your A through G completion rates are going to go up, and your graduation rate is going to go up. So it's really going to make a difference for you guys. So this is what WASC asks, that you visualize, that you get that big picture, that you think about what it's going to look like a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 6 years from now. And one final note that I want to leave you with before I click to this is that I really honestly have been inspired by you this week. I got to thank you because it's been a rough year for all of us. It's been the hardest year of 34 years of teaching, but being here has really helped me understand why I keep doing what I'm doing. So, and this is my final thought for you. So we want to thank you, all of you, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate the time that you took. We're so glad that you guys volunteered and selected our school and chose our school. And we really connect with you seeing our self-study as it is, as being very honest and truthful, in-depth look at what we have and what we're doing, knowing we're not perfect, but knowing we have a destination and there's a pathway that we want to take as a staff and a faculty. And we appreciate you acknowledging that. We appreciate you not acknowledging that we are on the right track with growth. And it makes all the difference to the staff right now on this Zoom call to know that we are headed in the right direction, and we have some validation for that. And we get a little extra support saying, hey, and if you just do this one little extra thing, we know you're going to make it in the next year, the 2 years, the 3 years, the 6 years. We know you're going to make it. So it has been truly a learning process for us. It has been emotional. It has been a long haul ride for us this year. We have had our challenges this year, but as you can see, people still enjoy coming to work here, and it's been hard and it's been a challenge, and we get up and we enjoy coming to work. So thank you for providing that additional validation for why we still struggle through this pandemic and the process and all the challenges that we have to meet. You have totally validated what we know we're going through, what we're feeling, and what we're seeing, and we can come together as the faculty and staff to do this. So thank you for that.
On a side note, I want to add something else. Don't take away your stellar teachers from the classroom, please. I know that sometimes we find great teachers and we want them to be the leaders, but I mean, I see some faces here that are familiar to me now but I can tell you, I'm getting emotional. Oh my God. You guys are doing an amazing job, and don't give up. Don't give up, keep doing it, and don't let your guard down. I'm gonna hunt you down. We'll come back after you. Please keep doing what you're doing. You're such an inspiration. Thank you. Thank you.
Just an additional thank you to our champion of this process, because when I had to be the school site chair for WASC, I didn't do nowhere near as tremendous a job as Mr. Malta and his team has done for this WASC process. I mean, I am blown away by the inception, the organization, carrying it through from even a couple of years ago all the way to now, to be able to, and this was a heavy weight to carry, to be prepared in 2020 and hold on to it and keep the PDs consistent and keep the professional developments and trainings consistent all the way to get to this point. This was a 2-year heavy lift, not just a heavy lift for the last 6 months. We truly have been working on this over 2 years. So thank you to Mr. Malta and his team, the ILT, and everybody that participated. Thank you to the faculty and the staff and the great teaching and teachers that we have here and our support providers. This could not have been done without you, but Mr. Malta, what a wonderful job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Whoop, whoop, Mr. Malta.
All right, with that, have a good evening and carry on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was so nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Dorsey Pride.
Dorsey Pride.
Bye, Mama Dorsey.
Bye. Bye. I'm gonna miss you.